So I'm going to start recording now. Okay, so this week we are going to cover urbanization, suburbanization, and sprawl. Okay, urbanization, what's the meaning of urbanization first? Then only we will understand suburbanization and also sprawl. Okay, so these signals, urbanization signals the emergence of new cities and the growth of cities. Dia apa nama tu? City tu berkembang, okay? Kota-kota tu berkembang, perkembangan kota. Now, so what are the things that we are going to cover in this lecture? Some general introduction, okay? And on urbanization, what is urbanization? What causes urbanization? The pros and the cons, and urban sprawl, the causes and the effects of urban sprawl. Now, what is it? What is urbanization? A proses urbanisasi, dikatakan. What is it? It's the phenomenon of the 21st century that changes the structure of the society globally. Okay, globally. So it's not just in developed economies, but also in most underdeveloped or third world countries. What we say before, but we don't use the word third world. We use now the word underdeveloped economies. So it's normal now for all countries to experience urbanization. Okay, it involves economic development, the transformation of a country from agri-based to industrial or service-based economy. So there's a change in the the main economic activity from agri to industrial or service-based. Urbanization has been a key factor in the development process, and the two processes, urbanization is a key factor in development, in the development process. So one is urbanization, the other one is development. The two processes are interdependent. Okay, so the processes of urbanization and development fit into each other. You cannot have development without urbanization. We cannot have urbanization without development. So it fits in. It's a two-way road. Okay, two-way street. Says here, urbanization cannot take place without development and vice versa. And studies show that urbanization and the economic development status of a country are closely linked. So like I said before, one fits into the other. Okay, urbanization, okay, will cause the development of the country to increase, but at the same time, the development of the country will cause urbanization to increase in that particular country. So these are some of the reports or the studies that have that has stated this particular fact. Okay. So what is urbanization? It's a process.
Okay.
Urbanization is a process. It's a natural expansion of an existing population in urban areas over time. So the basic, the crux, the essence of the definition of urbanization is expansion of the population expansion, where in urban areas. It can result from increase in the extent or density of urban areas due to natural expansion of BIE 190035. Please switch off your mic. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, thank you. 35, switch off your mic, please. Okay, anyway, can result from increase in the extent or density of urban areas due to natural expansion in urban population. So natural expansion refers to rate of birth. So increase in birth rate or population boom, or population increase due to natural birth. So that's one of the factors leading to urbanization. The other one is migration. So migration from where? From rural areas into the urban areas. Okay, why? Because these people seek better economic, social, and political environment. So in the urban areas, okay, people from the rural areas feel that the economic opportunities are better, social opportunities are better, political environment is better in the city. So that's why they move from the urban area, from kampung lah, from all these pedalaman to the cities to seek better opportunities or better standards of living in the cities. Or okay, the population also can increase due to a combination of these two. The increase in the natural population, the rate of birth, and the other one is the increase in migration. Okay, so migration, this is actually the old definition, not old, quite quite outdated view of how population can increase, because it says rural areas, whereas now we have what is called globalization, right? Borderless economy. People from other countries coming in or migrating to another country, okay, to seek better standards of life or better employment opportunities in other countries, kan? So it's not just migration from rural areas, but also international migration from other countries, from areas with lower economic development to higher economic development status. Okay, right. So this shows you, okay, how urban population, the world urban population has shifted, the projection actually 2010 until 2050, the projected expansion or the projected movement of the urban population. You can see here, okay, what's the biggest, okay, you can see here, this is the legend, the legend. So pink is greater than 75% urban population. You can see there, it goes from pink to yellow to blue to the green one. Green is the internal area, the suburban area or the rural area, less than 25% urban population in those countries. Then you also have a highly urbanized area whereby the urban population is greater than 75%. Okay, so you have countries like the United States, and then you have countries like Mexico, Brazil, having large urban populations. You have also, this is actually the world map. You cannot see, but roughly it's in the shape of the world map. You can see that in 2010, most of the countries having urban population greater than 75% is on the Americas, the North America and also the South America, kan? Yeah? And even the 50% to 75%, okay, you can see here, belongs to the both Americas, the North America and also the South America. We can see on the rest, in the rest of the world, okay. This is Europe, Africa, Asia. Okay, you can see that this is Russia. You can see in these countries, China has 25 to 50% only urban population, kan? But look at what happened, what is projected to happen in 2050. Okay, still in the US, you have high urban population. Okay, high urban population greater than 75%. But see how the population, the pattern has shifted. Okay, so now it's the African countries too. African countries experiencing higher population living in urban areas, and then we have Europe. Okay, Europe, Turkey is in the border, is at the border of Asia and also Europe, kan? But you can see Turkey, what's that? Iran, Turkey. And importantly, we see here China and India. Okay, from before we have about 25 to 50% of the country of the population living in the urban areas, but in 2050 we projected that 50 to 75% of the population will live in urban areas, will live in cities. What does that indicate? What does that indicate? Just a little thought, a little something to think about this afternoon. Okay, meaning more people living in cities. What will be left to the countryside? What will be left to the rural areas? Kan? And we know that in the rural areas, at least now, the main economic activity is agri-based. Okay, so what will happen to the food supply of the world later on in the future? So that's one. What will happen to the cities? Because the cities experience higher population, kan? Higher population density, higher population numbers. Can the cities see? So I will, and I have a time limit today. So it says here, Zoom has alerted me. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. So what I'll do after this is, after 10 minutes, don't go away. I will provide you with another link. So we'll have a part 2 of the lecture, okay? Or even maybe part 3, hopefully not. Okay, anyway, only on slide number 6. Anyway, we can see here the implications on the world food supply and to the cities themselves. Okay, can the cities cope with this? Okay, the infrastructure in cities are there's a limit to the what we call carrying capacity of the cities, the infrastructure. To, for instance, the storage punya lines or the water punya lines, or even communication lines kan in cities. So what will happen then at 2050? So these are the things that need to be planned from now lah, or need to be considered from now. Okay. And I said before, it will affect the world, the world food supply, right? But there are some countries that have embarked in city farming, kan? So that's something that we have realized and something that we have incorporated into the policies or into our practice, into our day-to-day practice. Now, what is a city? Urbanization, the process just now, what's the end result? The end result of urbanization, the expansion of population, it will result in cities, ada kota. So, what is a city? What's the definition of a city? It's an urban area or a geographical area that contains a large number of people in a relatively small area. Okay, small geographical area, but a large number of people. Okay, living there, working there, and playing there, or whatever lah, social activities there. Characteristics of city. What are some of the characteristics? High population density, kepadatan yang tinggi lah, high population density. So not just many people, but many people living together in a small space. Okay, population density, relatively small area, and a set of closely related activities. So you have in the city activities that complement each other. For instance, you have the food and beverage industry. You have what else? Banking industry. You have what else? Leisure punya businesses such as gyms, gymnasiums, nightclubs, social clubs, and things like that. And many more types of activities. So these activities fit into each other, or they are related to each other. And people can travel easily from one activity to another, from their work to their play, from the office to the club, for instance, kan, for relaxing, due to a good network, a road network system or transportation system. Transportation can comprise private transport, meaning they can use their own car, their own bicycles, or their own, what do people do use now in cities? Grab, Grab is not private. Or even cities like Auckland, for instance, they use their skateboard, kan? So they use that. In Auckland, you can see a lot of people using their skateboards to move from one city to one place to another, one venue to another venue. Then public transportation as well. Okay, you have in Malaysia we have the LRT, MRT, right? So, but in other countries like, okay, for instance, Paris, so in cities, other cities like Paris, they have the metro system. So New York, they have the subway. So in London, they have the underground system. So very good, public transit, we call it, public transit system. Okay. So what else? Next one is terms. So some of the terms related to the topic today. Urban area is can also be known as settlement area, tempat penempatan, settlement area. Cities have been used interchangeably with urban agglomeration. So these are some of the terms that can be used to replace the word city. Urban agglomeration, urban settlement, urban area, urban center, and metropolitan area. But metropolitan area is a bigger geographical area compared to cities. But same, can still use interchangeably, okay, in terms of language. The formal criteria for the designation of city status differ from one country to another. So the definition, okay, the benchmark, if we say that this is the definition of cities in Malaysia, this definition may not be applicable in China. Our definition may not be applicable in Nigeria. Our definition may not be the same with the UK definition of cities. So one country's criteria in the definition of cities may differ from the other, but normally, okay, these factors are considered: the population size, the density, the economic occupation, the income, urban functions. These are some of the factors, okay? Factors that are used. The quantum, the jumlah tu, the amount may be different, but the factors are normally the same across countries. Urban agglomeration is an extended city or town area comprising the built-up area of a central place, usually a municipality. The municipality is a local authority, local authority area. Okay. Agglomeration, extended city or town area comprising the built-up area of a central place and any suburbs linked by continuous urban area. Agglomeration is a pengumpulan, agglomerate. Kan? So it comprises the urban, the city center itself plus other suburban areas. Biasanya at the fringes, normally at the outside the cities, located outside the cities, okay? The fringes. Examples of urban agglomeration. You can see now we have Greater KL in KL. So the city is KL, but the areas outside KL, the KL city itself, places like towns like Kajang, kan? Kajang, Bani, up until, is it Sepang? Yes, Sepang is also included in Greater KL. There are 10 local authorities that comprise Greater Klang Valley, Greater KL area, also known as the Klang Valley. Okay, Greater KL and Klang Valley has some difference there, the definition. Greater KL has 10 municipalities, 10 local authorities under that. Okay? London, we have Greater London. Beijing, we have Greater Beijing. Okay? The two sides, okay, of urbanization. So you have one side which is positive side of urbanization, and we have the other side which is the negative side of urbanization. So the positives of urbanization, you have things like development. So you enjoy a rate of development in that area. You enjoy growth, you enjoy progress. It is modern, employment opportunities are there, the lifestyle, okay, is apa nama tu, the standard of living is high in urban areas. Okay? You have things like Tesco, for instance, kan, in cities, but not in, for instance, mana tak ada Tesco, Dungun, sorry tu petik lah, Marang kan tak ada Tesco. Or it's small towns, they don't have that. The kind of lifestyle that urban areas offer. Starbucks pun, for instance, kan. So you have things like better lifestyle opportunities or activities in urban areas. Luxury, vibrant. The negative side, things like crowding. In cities, you have crowding, you have congestion, pollution. You have beggars in the streets because of, I don't know, two things. One is they don't have jobs there. I mean, these beggars may have problems securing jobs, or the other side is because people are very generous in cities because they want to give money. Anyway, immigrants, homelessness, crime. So these are all the negatives of cities. Okay, next one. So push and pull factors. Okay, so we have now push factors, pull factors. I don't think I have enough time to discuss this because I only have 1 minute, less than 1 minute on the clock. So I'm going to stop here. Okay, bear with me. Okay, stay online. Keep on looking at Spectrum and also WhatsApp. Okay, I'll be back with you in a short while. Okay, bye-bye. Bye for now. Don't go away, okay? I'm going to have to schedule another meeting with you. Yeah? Stop meeting.